What's going on, everyone? It's Token back with another VGC Climbing the Ladder episode. It's great to be back after a weekend of me taking off as I had some other duties to attend to, but it's great to be back, and we are still going to be using last week's team of this Aerodactyl, Alolan Ninetales, Incineroar, Tapu Fini, Garchomp, and Snorlax team that we were using last week. I think we only had one episode to go up with this team last week, so definitely want to get this team featured an adequate amount on the channel. As always, appreciate you guys tuning in, but yeah, let's just hop right into the ladder. There's not much else that I need to say, so let's just hop right into the ladder. I was able to ladder just a tad bit before this episode is going up, so we are like mid 1600s, close to it, 1634. So hopefully we can win some games and go up. The games I was losing, it was just bonehead plays as I was multitasking while I was laddering, as I had something else I need to be doing too. So it was just me not fully paying attention, and then something outsped me that I didn't expect to, and just kind of ruined the whole game. Anyways, though, we do get a 1726 opponent. Didn't see where they're from, named Panchi, and they're going to have a team of Alolan Raichu, Alolan Ninetales, not Mandibuzz, Mudsdale, Arcanine, Snorlax, and that Tapu Fini. So not bad at all. Interesting that they have Raichu without Lele or Coca. Usually don't see that. Looking at my opponent's team, they obviously have the Aurora Veil with Snorlax, which is scary, especially since we don't have fighting coverage on our team for that Snorlax, for set Snorlax. So I'm thinking we'll lead Incineroar. Incineroar, Dactyl, no, because if it's Fini, that's going to be terrible. Yeah, I'm actually going to lead Incineroar, Fini. Do I still want to bring my Ninetales? Looks like an alright bring. Yeah. Alright, so the reason I want to bring Incineroar is because I want to fake out Ninetales, and I want there to be a chance I can maybe just get rid of Ninetales right off the back with Choice Specs Fini. So that's pretty much what I'm thinking with my lead. I still do want to bring Ninetales on our end because our Ninetales does have Freeze Dry for the Tapu Fini, which is pretty much our only way of damaging Tapu Fini, and with super effective damage. And it also has the Aurora Veil for Snorlax, so those both are nice. And then Snorlax in the back, as my opponent also seems like their team can struggle a little bit with Snorlax. So alright, my opponent goes to an Arcanine, Tapu Fini lead. Not bad at all. Pretty neutral, honestly. Arcanine really does match up with almost any of the Tapus pretty well, so not bad. We'll get intimidated on our Incineroar. The Misty Surge will go up. Ours was faster, so we'll see if that is... I think that was our Misty Surge, but we'll see if that's a trend that holds up throughout this match. Alright, so looking at what my opponent can do here, they can protect either of these two if they want to. I kind of want to fake out Arcanine just so I can, just because there is the chance that this can be Wild Charge Arcanine, which is a bit scary. So I think I might do that, but it's a tad predictable. I'm actually going to fake out Fini, and yeah, I'm going to fake out Fini and Moonblast. I am going to play, I'm going to play on the fact that I think my opponent would protect the Arcanine, which they did choose to do. But they did protect both of their Pokemon, so alright. Alright, they went the neutral ground, not bad. Alright, so it does still make it scary in the fact that this can be Wild Charge Arcanine, so we'll have to look out. It won't take us out, thankfully, but we will have to be alert with that. No, Snarl's not the play. I'll go for a Darkest Lariat on Arcanine just to get some... no, actually, Snarl is the play. Snarl's definitely the play. So we will Snarl, and we will Moonblast into Fini again. Because now we will, now Fini's definitely going to be attacking, so definitely want to be able to get a Snarl off from it, so we can lower that attack, that special attack stat, so that Incineroar doesn't take the So that Incineroar can take the following Muddy Water, or whatever my opponent decides to go for here, so they can take that better than it is going to take this one right here. And our Moonblast didn't do almost anything to that Finny, so that's pretty interesting. So I will go for a Snorlax. My opponent gets the double accuracy drop. Alright, at least we hit the Snarl on both targets. So now it's kind of interesting. Our opponent can just go for the exact same thing, and that's just going to continue to really hurt the utility of... I think I kind of need to just let Incineroar go down so I can get a free switch into Ninetales. Kind of thinking that. Yeah, I'm just going to keep Incineroar in and switch out Tapu Fini for Snorlax. I'll just get another Snarl off on Tapu Fini, kind of weaken it down a little bit more. Opponent does just go for another Snarl. Snarl Arcanine is obviously not usually the offensive one, so we don't have that to worry about. They do go for a Muddy Water again, and they do connect on both targets again. We'll do good damage to Incineroar and another accuracy drop, so we'll be lucky. Yeah, we'd be lucky if we hit either Snarl. We do hit the more important one on Finny though, so that is nice. That is nice. Okay, so here I still don't want to switch in Ninetales on unless it's a free switch in. So I am going to actually curse up and switch in my Tapu Fini. We can take a Muddy Water and a Snarl both pretty well. So my opponent switches out their Tapu Fini because now they're down to -2 because of those Snarls, so I like that. As we get a Flamethrower on our Snorlax from our opponent's Arcanine. It's not going to be doing too much damage at all. Special Arcanine can't really touch unless it has Will-O-Wisp, but even now it can't. Will-O-Wisp cannot be. Opponent cannot go for Will-O-Wisp with the terrain up. I actually am curious how many more. How many turns? Okay, we do have one out of. This is our last turn of Misty Terrain. So that is going to force me to go for this Muddy Water so we can knock out Arcanine. If not knock it out, we can at least scare it out so it isn't able to so it's not able to go for a Will-O-Wisp this following turn on our Snorlax. My opponent may have a hunch that we are Specs, but who knows. So we'll see. We just need to hit the Muddy Water on Arcanine. That will OHKO it. And yeah, as my opponent does switch out Arcanine, so I maybe should have just went. Yeah, I should have just went for the Moonblast, but at the same time, just need to be certain. If Finny avoids the attack, that's fine. It sucks from an accuracy drop standpoint, but other than the accuracy drop, that's all that really matters with that. As we do at least get the accuracy drop on Snorlax, so that's not bad. My opponent does just go for the return on our Snorlax, and they do miss that. So that's unfortunate for them, that accuracy drop coming through really early on. So for once in my lifetime, Snorlax isn't the biggest threat on the field, especially with that accuracy drop, and especially with no curses up at all either, and especially with me having a special attacker out. It's usually more scary when you only have physical attackers out, and Snorlax already has some of those curses up. So I'm actually just going to go for another Muddy Water, and now I'm going to target Finny with this return, because Finny is definitely more of a threat currently. So yeah, hopefully we can knock out Finny. Well, we probably won't knock it out this turn, but I do have 2 curses up, but hopefully we can, hopefully this turn just goes well. As we shouldn't be knocking out either of these. If I can hit this Muddy Water and keep Snorlax before its berry is activated, that'd be really nice. And I don't. Snorlax does go into the yellow. We do get another accuracy dropped on Finny. And it looks like no accuracy drop on Snorlax, though. It will eat its Figgy, not Figgy, yeah, Figgy Berry. We'll see if we get any accuracy drops. We do not, so that's actually really good for us. Opponent will hit this return, and we will go for a return on their Finny as well, so some same plays, but we do knock out Finny here. I thought it might just live on like a sliver of health with that with a decent amount of bulk. I didn't know if this was actually a Specs Finny, but it looks like that will take it out. Opponent will go into that Alolan Raichu now. I think it is time to just sack Incineroar. Finny has a lot of usage in this one with knocking out, with taking out Arcanine still, so I disallowing Arcanine to go for Will-O-Wisp in case it does have it. So yeah, I will just sack as we do get a fake out onto Snorlax. Alright, interesting play. But overall, either my opponent can just have win for the return on Incineroar now here. So it's better that we just sacked Incineroar. That is the better play. So we will go into Ninetales finally now. And that's, oh my god, I should really know my speed tiers, but it's probably my biggest fault is not knowing my speed tiers. I don't know if I think it is a speed tie between Alolan Raichu and Ninetales. I'm not sure though. I would love to have time to look that up, but it's just so little time that I have with these 40 seconds. So, Wild Speed, I would love to encore it. I'd love to keep it encored, but at the same time, that's really not what I need to prioritize that much right now, so I will just go for the Aurora Veil to keep R2 around a little bit longer, and then I will just go for that high horsepower on Raichu, so we'll do that. Raichu is faster and it will get its Z move off, so if that's targeted on Ninetales, I'll definitely be taking out Ninetales. If that's targeted on Snorlax, we'll see how much damage this does to Snorlax. This can be pretty huge for my opponent if they double targeted into Snorlax here, and this ends up doing enough damage to take us out. We did already eat our berry, so we will not have the... Oh, okay, we're fine. But yeah, we will not... Oh, okay, we get paralyzed though. That's a big deal. That's a pretty big deal. Alright, doesn't do nearly as much as damage as I was envisioning, but that's a pretty big deal that we got paralyzed though. Opponent did target Ninetales though, so we're fine from that aspect. And we do, not only do we not get paralyzed, we also do hit the high horsepower. That will be taking out Raichu, which is really nice. And now I'll go for a cycle on Snorlax, get back our Ipapa Berry so we can get our health back to a decent amount as long as we don't get paralyzed. And then I will, I think I'll just go for a Blizzard with Ninetales. It's nothing I really want to lock into any type of move. Now that we're paralyzed, at least the bright side of that is that we can't be burned now. So I guess there's a little bit of a bright side to that. So yeah, we will just go for the Blizzard and we will just go for that Recycle. We'll see if we are paralyzed here. This can actually be a huge deal because of the fact that Snorlax is really, really tanky. So if we were paralyzed here and my opponent somehow was able to take out Snorlax, it could smell trouble for us, even though we do still have Finny in the back for Arcanine. So Snorlax is really bulky and can be a pain. Opponent hasn't went for any boost with their Snorlax or anything like that, so it's not as threatening as it could be. So we will just go for that Blizzard. And a Flamethrower likely into Ninetales. Correct. That will take out Ninetales even with the Aurora Veil, but we do have plenty of Aurora Veil turns left, which is always really nice. And the return will come off onto our Snorlax, and that is a crit, and I think that will actually be game. Oh my god. Why? I swear it's every time as soon as I start recording, I have some type of hacks that just completely causes me a game. Oh man, oh man. Because with Hell as well currently up, unless I get some type of ridiculous crit on Snorlax, or if it starts to miss attacks, I think that will be game. All we can do here is go for the Muddy Water. It's our only way of taking out Arcanine. So we will go for the Muddy Water, but unless Snorlax starts to miss some moves here, as my opponent does protect their Arcanine, which is definitely the play to make. So we'll see if we can get another accuracy drop here, maybe on Snorlax, as well as have Snorlax miss its attack. If Snorlax hits an attack on us, we do lose the game here. And we do avoid the return, so a little bit of payback for my opponent, and they will take a little bit of hell damage, and I think that might be exactly what we need to maybe be able to take out this Snorlax with a Muddy Water. It looks like it's actually going to be really close, so we'll have to wait and see exactly how much damage this does to Snorlax. Obviously we got to hit it on both Pokemon, but then we have to worry about how much damage it does to Snorlax, and then if it doesn't take out Snorlax, then we have to worry about if Snorlax hits its return on us or not. So that is the situation we are in right now. Can we hit the Muddy Water on both? Can it take out... Oh, Snarl is actually faster, so that... I forgot this Arcanine is faster than us. That will definitely be game because of the fact that this Arcanine is faster than us. And we missed it. Oh, we missed it on both Pokemon, so... Oh, God. Okay. Well, thank you RNG for that game. That was fun. As always, RNG. Thank you so much. So, obviously, if we didn't get crit on our Snorlax there, we were in a better position to win that game. But, unfortunately, we did get crit. And that cost us our win con in that game. So, just unfortunate. Things you have to deal with Pokemon, as always. So, we'll just try to get another game. I really don't think I played bad there. It just really sucks that I got paralyzed in the first place. Because without the paralysis, I think I don't think I was outspeeding the opponent's our opponent's Snorlax because of the curses that I went for, but I think the paralysis still put my opponent in an advantageous position because I still had to deal with the fact that I could have gotten paralyzed at that turn as well. So just not the best, but like I said, just things we deal with Pokemon. We'll get a new opponent. It's really unfortunate because of how high on the ladder that opponent was too. Would have been able to get some quality points there. And I do think we outplayed them, so that's just the main thing that stings about it. Anyways, we do get a new opponent named Vavi, it looks like. And they are going to have a team of Mandibuzz, Arcanine, Tapu Lele, Gigalith, Nihilego, and Garchomp. So, looking at my opponent's team, Nihilego is a huge threat because it threatens an Oko on like 5 of my 6 Pokemon. So, Nihilego is a really huge threat. Okay, we lost connection with the trainer, unfortunately, so I guess we still just have to put our team in. So, I'll do this real quickly. And just allow this to go to beef. Yeah, there we go. So it looks like they unfortunately had a DC, so I guess maybe we'll eventually get those points. I haven't been keeping track of when I get DCs, if I've actually been receiving those points or not. But either way though, we'll just get another game. But I was feeling good, and then that crit from Snorlax had to happen. We do get a 1535 opponent from the United Kingdom with the name Carlito B. They're going to have a team of Oranguru, Hariyama, Alolan Muck, Torkoal, Gigalith, and Tapu Koko. So his team seems to be pretty trick roomy. We do have fake out of our own, so we can definitely stop our opponent from just Hariyama fake out and trick room. We can stop that to an extent. Not really though, because we don't have a taunter at least though, and that is an issue. Because of that though, I will still go with Aerodactyl because Aerodactyl can at least pick up the Oranguru with the Skydrop, which actually seems pretty nice. I'll definitely bring Finny as a good matchup in this one, and I'll bring Snorlax just in case, of course, if Trick Room goes up, Snorlax is easily our best answer towards still being able to wreak a little bit of havoc on my opponent's team while Trick Room is still up. So hopefully this one goes a little better than the last game, and hopefully we can finish this episode out strong, even though we did have some very unfortunate, perfectly timely for my opponent, RNG hacks go against us. Opponent actually eats Coco and alright, Coco and Hariyama instead of the Oranguru and Hariyama, which is pretty interesting to me personally. Yeah, this is really interesting. I actually think I don't even want to fake out. I actually think I'll just Snarl. No, because then we'll just get faked out, so I might as well definitely fake out. So I'm going to fake out Hariyama and Tailwind. So we do outspeed Koko, even though we are speed tied, and we do get the Tailwind up. Wonder like we went for a Thunderbolt, or just a Dazzling Gleam to break the Sash. Makes sense. Breaks the Sash on Aerodactyl and still does quality damage, so not bad. Here though, I can just Flare Blitz the Koko and I can Sky Drop the Hariyama, so that's exactly what I'll be doing. This will allow us to avoid any electric type attacks being targeted onto Aerodactyls. Another Dazzling Gleam will not be taking us out, so a electric type attack makes a decent amount of sense. Oh, I did not realize that. Well, you learn something new every day. Hariyama is too fat to be lifted up with a Sky Drop. You learn something new every day. That does not take out Koko, and I did think it would, so that is an issue. But the close combat will be taking out Incineroar, so we will at least have our Aerodactyl, which is faster than Koko, so we will at least be able to take it out with that. And Hariyama's defenses are lowered now, so it is likely going to be switching out. Yeah, and my opponent will not be able to stall out the Tailwind to the point where they can get Koko in a position to where it's the fastest thing on the field again. So I do think I will just go into Finny and I will fire off a Moonblast on Hariyama. There's a few things that I want to switch in on that, and I will just go for a Rock Slide. I know this is a little playing with fire on the fact that Hariyama can just go for a Wide Guard, but I do not like I don't want to go for Sky Drop. There's a chance Koko lives that. I don't know what the calc is on Koko of how much Sky Drop does. Things I should know, but yeah, I don't want to chance that because of my lack of knowledge. So I would rather just go with the safer play of Rock Slide and hope my opponent does not have what they need to have to disallow this. Fortunately for us though, my opponent does just switch out their Koko, which is fine. They realize that I have two Pokemon really weak to it, but this will allow me to just take out Hariyama right here and right now. This Oranguru is around though, so that does mean my opponent likely has that Torkoal as well. So I'm expecting a Torkoal to likely switch in here. Should be that Torkoal. Show me Torkoal. It's actually Muck. Alright, we can deal with Muck. Yeah, we can definitely deal with Muck. Well, what I'm a little worried about, I guess, here is Muck having Shadow Sneak, as well as my opponent just protecting their Oranguru. But what do I actually do here? Yeah, I'll switch in Snorlax and I will actually just Sky Drop Muck actually. From what I'm thinking is, if my opponent wants to set up Trick Room, neither of these can do too much to Snorlax. So my opponent does have that Shadow Sneak, so not bad on their end, not bad at all. And the Trick Room does go up. We should be losing our Terrain here pretty soon, at least though. Yeah, we did Terrain. Should be losing Tailwind here pretty soon, that's what I meant to say. So this isn't bad at all in my opinion, because my opponent really doesn't have an answer. I guess Muck can be a little annoying for Snorlax and the fact that it can knock off its berry, but I'm not worried to that extent. I still think we're in a pretty decent spot. I could just Hydro Pump the Oranguru so that we don't have to deal with any instruct shenanigans from Oranguru. That's one thing I'm a little worried about. Yeah, I think I actually will just Hydro Pump into Oranguru. So we'll see what my opponent does here. I will just go for a Curse with Snorlax to make us more bulky with this Muck, so we can just actually just start taking thing out after thing out, because we already are the fastest thing on the field. And with this, I don't agree with that play at all. Yeah, I don't agree with the Poison Jab play at all. You either double Poison Jab into Finny, or you knock off Snorlax. There's no reason to have went for that on Snorlax. We did miss the Hydro Pump, which is really unfortunate. But here I can just go for the high horsepower on Muck. I wish I knew that calc, because I would just go for another if I knew if that took out or not. But I do not know this, so I will just have to play with a little bit of fire here. We do hit the high horsepower. We'll see if this takes out. Oh no, it lives on a sliver health. That's a little unfortunate. But it's fine though. So what we'll do here is, as my opponent does Poison Jab into Leyland, we'll probably get double Poison Jab, and that'll definitely take us out. So, oh, we are faster than Oranguru now? I'm not really sure exactly what just happened there, why we went before the Oranguru, or did Oranguru already go? I am a little... Oh, Oranguru reset the Trick Room. Oh, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Well, if Oranguru's out here resetting Trick Room, I am just going to go for a Recycle again with Snorlax, so we can make sure that we're at a good amount of health. And then I will go for this Hydro Pump into Muck to take out Muck, so not bad at all. Psychic probably into Snorlax, that's fine. Exactly what I was predicting, so now we will Recycle and we will get that berry right back. Alright, so Coco will come back in. We will just high horsepower Coco. That'll take out Coco, and we'll see if Coco tries to target Snorlax. There's a high chance that it might not, as my opponent can maybe see that they probably lost this one, especially with this having Recycle. So yeah, I will just go for that return, and I will go for the Hydro Pump on Oranguru. Because my opponent doesn't target Tapu Koko, Tapu Fini will be faster than Oranguru. We can get a powerful Hydro Pump on it. And opponent does just go for Dazzling Gleam. Does that take us out? It does not take us out. We actually live that, and Coco will actually take itself out with the Hydro Pump. We live on 1 HP, which is always nice. And we do hit another Hydro Pump, which is nice. And yeah, that will be game. Opponent went for Instruct. No Instruct for you, as your own Pokemon died to your own Life Orb. So that'll be game against this opponent. Still a little unfortunate that we lost that first game just to that really timely crit that my opponent ended up getting on us, but that is the way it happens sometimes. You just gotta live and let live, and try to think of how you could have played that situation better to where a crit couldn't have determined that game, because I definitely could have had I could have had my team in a better position to where a crit wouldn't have determined the game. But at the end of the day though, you still don't want to see RNG get you that way, but that's Pokemon. Thank you guys anyways for tuning in into today's episode of Climbing the Ladder. Sorry it's going up a little bit later, as you know, I have a life outside of this, and I had to attend to that unfortunately. But hopefully we can start reeling these episodes off back again this week, which we will likely be doing. Like I said, I'm trying to stick to the 4 episodes per week, so we'll try to stick to that. I'll see you guys in the next episode of VGC Climbing the Ladder. For now though, peace out. Have a good one, guys.